If you're watching this video right now, it is not a coincidence. Before we begin, subscribe to this channel and like this video, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about your destiny. There are moments in the cosmic timeline when the fabric of reality becomes thin, when the veils between dimensions dissolve, and when the chosen ones receive their final call. October 2nd, 2025 is not just another date on your calendar. It is a cosmic checkpoint, a divine threshold that humanity has been approaching for millennia. And you, yes, you, watching this right now, have been specifically guided to receive this message at this exact moment in your journey. Right now, as you listen to these words, massive energetic shifts are rippling through every layer of existence. The Galactic Federation, led by Commander Ashtar Sheran, has been monitoring Earth's ascension process with increasing intensity. What they have observed in recent months has triggered an urgent protocol, a divine intervention that cannot be ignored any longer. The vibrational frequency of our planet is accelerating at an unprecedented rate, and those who are not prepared for this shift will find themselves unable to anchor into the new reality that is crystallizing before our very eyes. Let me ask you something profound. Have you noticed how time feels different lately? How days seem to blur together? How synchronicities have multiplied in your life? How you keep seeing the same numbers over and over again? These are not random occurrences. These are deliberate signals, cosmic breadcrumbs left by your higher self and your spiritual guides to wake you up to the magnitude of what is happening right now. Every repeated number sequence, every unexpected encounter, every dream that feels more real than waking life, these are all part of an intricate communication system designed specifically for you. The chosen ones, and make no mistake, you are among them if you have been drawn to this message, carry within their DNA ancient codes that are being activated by the incoming cosmic waves. Scientists cannot explain why certain individuals seem to be going through intense transformations, while others remain completely unconscious to the shifts. But the spiritual truth is clear. Not everyone incarnated on Earth at this time with the same mission. Some souls are here to observe, some are here to learn basic lessons, but you are here for something far greater. You are here to anchor the new frequencies, to hold the light during the darkest hours, and to serve as a living bridge between the old world and the new Earth that is being born. Ashtar Sheran's message is direct and uncompromising. The time for spiritual procrastination has ended. The time for playing small, for doubting your power, for hiding your light under layers of fear and conditioning, that time has expired. October 2nd marks a point of no return in your personal and collective timeline. After this date, the energetic support for those living in lower consciousness will diminish significantly. This is not punishment. This is simply the natural consequence of universal law. As the planet ascends, those who refuse to raise their frequency will find life increasingly challenging, while those who align with the higher energies will experience what can only be described as miraculous transformations. But here is what most people do not understand about this ascension process. It is not just about becoming more spiritual or more enlightened in some abstract sense. This shift has very real, very tangible implications for every area of your life, especially your financial reality. The old paradigm where money was scarce, where you had to struggle and sacrifice to survive, where only a select few could access true wealth, that paradigm is collapsing. And in its place, a new quantum field of infinite abundance is becoming accessible to those who know how to align with it. The cosmic portal opening on October 2nd is not just a spiritual event. It is an economic revolution happening in the invisible realms. The frequencies of prosperity, wealth, and unlimited material abundance are flooding into our dimension at levels never before experienced in human history. But here is the crucial point. Only those who have prepared their energetic field, only those who have cleared their limiting beliefs about money, only those who have raised their consciousness to match these higher frequencies will be able to access this cosmic wealth stream. Think about it this way. Imagine there is a radio station broadcasting the most beautiful music, the most profound wisdom, the most valuable information. But if your radio is not tuned to the right frequency, you will hear nothing but static. You might even conclude that there is no music, no wisdom, no valuable information available. This is exactly what is happening right now with money and abundance. The universe is broadcasting wealth on a specific frequency, and most people are tuned to the frequency of lack, struggle, and limitation. They cannot receive what is being offered because they are on the wrong channel. Ashtar Sheran and the Galactic Federation have been working tirelessly behind the scenes to help humanity make this frequency shift. But they cannot do it for you. Free will is the supreme law of this universe, and no being, no matter how advanced or powerful, can override your choice to remain in lower consciousness. However, what they can do and what they are doing right now is providing massive energetic support, opening portal after portal and sending wave after wave of high-frequency light codes to make your ascension as smooth as possible. The signs have been everywhere. Perhaps you have been going through what feels like a complete life breakdown. Relationships ending, jobs disappearing, old certainties crumbling, your entire sense of identity dissolving. This is not failure. This is preparation. The old structures of your life, built on the foundation of third-dimensional consciousness, cannot survive in the fifth-dimensional frequencies that are now anchoring on Earth. Everything that is not aligned with your highest path, everything that is not in resonance with your soul's true purpose must fall away. And yes, it is painful. Yes, it feels like death. Because in a very real sense, it is death. The death of who you thought you were so that who you truly are can finally emerge. Many of the chosen ones have been experiencing what spiritual teachers call the dark night of the soul. This is an intense period of purification where everything false is stripped away. During this time, you might feel completely lost, disconnected from God, abandoned by the universe, but the truth is the exact opposite. You are not being abandoned. You are being prepared. You are being emptied of all the programming, all the conditioning, all the false beliefs that have kept you small and limited. This emptying is necessary because you cannot pour new wine into old wineskins. The consciousness of infinite abundance cannot anchor in a mind still cluttered with poverty programming and unworthiness. October the 2nd represents the culmination of this purification process for many souls. It is the moment when the cosmic support reaches its peak, when the veils are at their thinnest, when the downloads of light and information are at their most powerful. If you have been struggling, if you have been suffering, if you have been wondering when things will finally shift, this is your answer. The shift is now, the change is here, but you must meet the universe halfway. You must make the choice to step through this portal with full consciousness and commitment. What does this mean practically? It means you must become ruthlessly honest with yourself about where you are still holding on to the old paradigm. Where are you still believing that money is hard to make? Where are you still thinking that wealth is only for other people? Where are you still playing the victim, blaming circumstances, making excuses for why your life is not reflecting the abundance that is your divine birthright? These questions are not comfortable, but they are necessary, because every belief, every thought pattern, every emotional wound that keeps you vibrating at the frequency of lack is a barrier between you and the infinite wealth that is trying to reach you. The message from Ashtar Sheran is clear. The time for half measures has ended. The time for trying a little bit of manifestation here, a little bit of spiritual practice there, while still fundamentally believing that life is hard and money is scarce. That time is over. What is required now is total commitment, complete transformation, absolute alignment with the truth of who you are as a divine creator, being with unlimited access to the abundance of the universe. Anything less than this will leave you struggling in the old paradigm while watching others seemingly effortlessly step into lives of prosperity and freedom. This is your wake-up call. This is your moment of choice. Will you continue to ignore the signs, to dismiss the synchronicities, to rationalize away the cosmic invitation that is being extended to you? Or will you finally say yes to your destiny, yes to your power, yes to the abundance that has been waiting for you to claim it? Everything you know, everything you have experienced up until this moment has been preparing you for what comes next. And what comes next will exceed anything your current consciousness can imagine. But you must take the first step. You must choose to awaken fully. The portal is open. The question is, will you step through? There is a truth about your existence that has been hidden from you since the moment you took your first breath in this physical body. A truth so powerful, so transformative, that if you had known it from the beginning, your entire life would have unfolded completely differently. But the veiling was necessary. It was part of the sacred contract you signed before incarnating on Earth at this specific time in human history. You chose to forget who you truly are so that you could remember at exactly the right moment, and that moment is now. Before you were born into this body, before you took on this name and this identity, you existed as a pure consciousness in the higher dimensions. In that state, you had complete awareness of your divine nature, unlimited access to universal wisdom, and a crystal-clear understanding of the mission you were about to undertake. You sat in councils with ascended masters, with galactic beings, with your soul family, and together you planned every significant event of your current lifetime. Nothing that has happened to you, absolutely nothing, has been random or meaningless. The challenges you have faced, the traumas you have endured, the losses that have broken your heart, these were not punishments or cosmic accidents. They were carefully chosen initiations designed to activate specific codes within your DNA, to unlock certain abilities that would be essential for your mission, and to prepare you for the level of power and responsibility you are about to step into. Every person who has hurt you, every situation that has pushed you to your limits, every moment when you thought you could not go on, these were all part of your soul's curriculum, lessons you specifically requested to accelerate your evolution. But here is what changes everything. You did not come to Earth just to learn and grow for your own benefit. That is only a small part of the picture. Your true mission is far greater, far more significant than personal enlightenment. You are what the ancient texts call a way shower, a frequency holder, a pillar of light. Your very presence on this planet at this time is affecting the collective consciousness in ways you cannot see, but are absolutely real. Every time you choose love over fear, every time you raise your vibration, every time you refuse to collapse into victimhood, you are literally anchoring higher frequencies into the planetary grid and making it easier for millions of other souls to ascend. The Galactic Federation has confirmed what many awakened souls have sensed for years. Earth is not just another planet. It is one of the most significant evolutionary experiments in the entire universe. What is happening here? The shift from a dense, fear-based reality to a light-filled, love-based dimension while maintaining physical bodies has never been accomplished on this scale before. Countless civilizations from across the cosmos are watching Earth right now with intense interest, and many of them have sent representatives here to assist with this transition. You might be one of them. This is going to sound incredible to your rational mind, but your soul knows the truth of what I am about to say. Many of the chosen ones currently incarnated on Earth are not originally from this planet. You are what is known as starseeds, souls who have lived multiple lifetimes on other worlds in other galaxies, at much higher levels of consciousness. You volunteered to come here, to lower your frequency enough to incarnate in human form, to forget your cosmic origins, all so that you could help humanity through this ascension process from the inside. This explains so much about your life experience, doesn't it? Why you have always felt different, like you do not quite belong here. Why you have struggled to fit into normal society. Why conventional success and traditional values have never satisfied you. Why you look at the world and feel a deep sadness mixed with an unshakable knowing that things are not supposed to be this way. You are not broken or defective. You are simply operating on a different frequency than the majority of humans, and that frequency is exactly what Earth needs right now to make this evolutionary leap. Your starseed lineage, whether you are from the Pleiades, Sirius, Arcturus, Andromeda, or any of the countless other star systems, carries with it specific gifts and abilities. Some starseeds are natural healers, able to transmute dense energies just by being in a room. Others are cosmic architects, here to build the new systems and structures for the emerging civilization. Some are divine warriors, whose mission is to face and transform darkness wherever it appears. And some are abundance conduits, souls specifically encoded to anchor the frequencies of infinite prosperity, and to demonstrate that spiritual evolution and material wealth are not only compatible, but naturally connected. This last group, the abundance conduits, has a particularly important role to play in the coming times. For too long, spirituality and money have been portrayed as opposites, as if you must choose between being spiritual and being wealthy. This false dichotomy has kept countless lightworkers trapped in poverty consciousness, struggling to survive while doing their sacred work. But this was never the divine plan. The truth is that those who are raising the consciousness of the planet need to be abundantly resourced so they can expand their impact, so they can be living examples that you do not have to suffer to be spiritual. If you have always had a complicated relationship with money, if you have struggled financially despite being a good person and working hard, If you have believed on some level that poverty is more spiritual than wealth, then you need to understand something crucial. These beliefs were programmed into you, implanted by systems that benefit from keeping spiritually awakened people disempowered and broke. Because a poor lightworker, no matter how enlightened, has limited reach and limited impact. But a wealthy lightworker can change the world. Part of your divine mission, especially if you are reading this right now, is to break through these poverty programs and to anchor the consciousness of sacred abundance. You are meant to demonstrate that someone can be deeply spiritual, utterly devoted to service and simultaneously wealthy beyond measure. Your prosperity is not separate from your spiritual path. It is an essential component of it. The universe needs you to be rich. The planet needs lightworkers who can fund projects, create opportunities, and redistribute wealth according to higher principles rather than ego and greed. But to step into this level of abundance, you must first accept the full truth of who you are. You are not a limited human being who is trying to become spiritual. You are an infinite spiritual being who is temporarily having a human experience. You are not separate from God, from Source, from the creative force of the universe. You are an individualized expression of that force, and you have within you the same creative power that spoke galaxies into existence. The only reason you have not been experiencing this power is because you believed the lie that you were small, powerless, and unworthy. Your divine mission includes a sacred responsibility to reclaim your power, to remember your true identity, and to stop playing small. Every moment you spend in self-doubt, every moment you waste believing you are not enough, you are delaying not just your own ascension, but the ascension of the collective. Because your mission is not just about you. Thousands, maybe millions of souls are waiting for you to step into your power, so that you can help them step into theirs. Your success creates a pathway for others. Your abundance opens doors for those who come after you. The contracts you made before birth include specific agreements about what you would accomplish in this lifetime. You agreed to wake up at a particular time, to activate certain codes, to connect with specific people who are part of your soul family, and to participate in planetary service in your unique way. But you also gave yourself free will, which means you can choose to ignore these contracts, to stay asleep, to live a small, unconscious life. The universe will not force you to fulfill your mission. However, the consequences of not fulfilling it are severe, not as punishment, but as natural results of misalignment. When you are not living your purpose, when you are not walking your true path, life feels hard, nothing flows, doors remain closed, you feel tired, depressed, anxious, empty. This is not because you're doing something wrong. It is because your soul is trying to get your attention, trying to redirect you back to your true path. Every obstacle, every failure, every moment of suffering is actually a loving message from your higher self, saying, "This is not your way, come back to who you really are." The moment you align with your divine mission, everything changes. Synchronicities multiply, opportunities appear out of nowhere, the right people show up at the right time, money starts flowing more easily. Your health improves, your relationships transform. This is not magical thinking. This is how the universe actually works. When you are in alignment with your soul's purpose, you are swimming with the current of cosmic support rather than against it. You become a cooperative component in the grand unfolding, and the universe moves mountains to support you. Ashtar Sheran and the Galactic Federation are currently sending massive downloads of light codes to all the chosen ones. These codes are activating dormant DNA, opening higher chakras, and reconnecting you with your cosmic origins. Many of you are experiencing this as intense dreams, sudden insights, unexplained knowing, or even physical symptoms as your body adjusts to the higher frequencies. Do not resist this process. Do not try to make sense of it with your logical mind. Simply allow it, trust it, and know that you are being upgraded for what is coming. The hidden truth about your divine mission is this: you are far more powerful than you have been allowed to believe. You are here for a far greater purpose than you have been told, and the time to fully embody this truth is now. Not someday when you feel ready, not after you have healed all your wounds, not when circumstances are perfect. Now, today, this moment. Because October 2nd is not just activating the planet, it is activating you, all the way down to your cellular level, calling you to remember, calling you to rise, calling you to finally claim the destiny you chose before you were born. The only question is, will you answer the call? There exists a hidden operating system in the universe that governs the flow of wealth, abundance, and material prosperity. This system operates according to quantum principles that most people never discover in their entire lifetime. But those who do understand these principles, those who learn to work with the quantum field instead of against it, they become living magnets for money, success, and opportunities that seem to defy logical explanation. Today, you are going to learn what billionaires instinctively know, what ancient mystery schools taught in secret, and what the cosmic energies of October 2025 are making more accessible than ever before. Let me start by destroying a fundamental illusion that has kept you trapped in financial limitation. Money is not what you think it is. It is not paper. It is not numbers in a bank account. It is not even a store of value. At its deepest level, money is frozen energy, crystallized consciousness, materialized intention. It is one of the densest manifestations of the creative force that permeates all of existence. When you understand this, when you truly grasp that money is just energy wearing a particular costume, everything about your relationship with wealth transforms. In the quantum field, there is no such thing as scarcity. This is not philosophy or positive thinking. This is scientific fact. Quantum physics has proven that at the subatomic level, infinite possibilities exist simultaneously. There are unlimited parallel realities, unlimited timelines, unlimited versions of you living unlimited experiences. In some of those realities, you are struggling financially, exactly as you might be now. But in others, you are abundantly wealthy, living in complete financial freedom, experiencing prosperity beyond your current imagination. These realities are not fantasies. They exist right now, occupying the same space you occupy, separated only by frequency. The quantum code of prosperity is essentially this. Your consciousness is the bridge between these parallel realities. Where you place your attention, where you invest your emotional energy, which thoughts you loop in your mind repeatedly, these factors determine which reality you collapse into your physical experience. Most people do not realize they are constantly choosing their reality through their dominant vibration. They think reality happens to them when in truth, they are happening to reality every single moment. Here is where it gets practical and life-changing. The millionaires and billionaires who seem to effortlessly attract wealth are not necessarily smarter than you, not more deserving, not more talented. What they have, often unconsciously, is a frequency match with abundance. Their nervous system is calibrated to wealth. Their energetic signature broadcasts prosperity. Their subconscious mind has been programmed, either through upbringing or through deliberate reconditioning, to expect money, to feel comfortable with large amounts, to see opportunities where others see obstacles. You can develop this same frequency calibration, but you must understand the mechanics of how it works. Your electromagnetic field, what some call your aura, is constantly emitting a signal into the quantum field. This signal is composed of your beliefs, emotions, thoughts, and unconscious patterns. The universe reads this signal and responds by sending you experiences, people, and circumstances that match it. If your signal says struggle, scarcity, and unworthiness, the universe will deliver more situations that confirm that frequency. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because the universe is a mirror, reflecting back to you the frequency you are broadcasting. The cosmic energies flooding Earth right now, especially intensifying around October 2nd, are doing something extraordinary to this manifestation process. They are accelerating it dramatically. What used to take months or years to manifest can now materialize in weeks or days. This acceleration is both a tremendous opportunity and a significant challenge. It is an opportunity because you can transform your financial reality faster than ever before. It is a challenge because if you are still broadcasting frequencies of lack and limitation, you will manifest evidence of that lack faster than ever before as well. This is why so many people are experiencing crisis right now. The universe is giving them rapid feedback, showing them clearly what frequency they are holding, so they can finally make a conscious choice to change it. If your financial situation has been getting worse despite your best efforts, this is not a sign that you are doomed. It is a sign that your unconscious programming is being revealed, so you can address it. The universe is not against you. It is working with you, showing you exactly where your frequency needs adjustment. So how do you adjust your frequency to match infinite prosperity? First, you must recognize and dismantle the poverty programming that has been installed in your consciousness since childhood. These programs run deep. They sound like, money does not grow on trees, rich people are greedy, it is selfish to want wealth, you have to work hard for money, there is never enough. People like us do not get rich. Every one of these beliefs is a virus in your consciousness, corrupting your natural ability to attract and receive abundance. The dismantling process requires brutal honesty. You must become aware of every negative thought about money as it arises. You must catch yourself when you say things like, I cannot afford that, or money is tight, or I am so broke. These statements are not descriptions of reality. They are creative declarations that instruct the quantum field to deliver more experiences of not affording, of tightness, of being broke. Your words are spells, quite literally. You are casting spells on your reality with every sentence you speak, especially sentences charged with emotion. Once you begin catching and cancelling these poverty spells, You must replace them with prosperity programming. This is where most people fail with manifestation techniques. They try to think positive thoughts on top of negative beliefs, like painting over rust. It does not work. You must remove the rust first, clear the negative programming, create space in your consciousness. Then you can install new beliefs, new assumptions, new expectations that align with wealth. The most powerful prosperity program you can install is this: money flows to me easily and constantly from expected and unexpected sources. But you cannot just say this as an affirmation while your nervous system is screaming the opposite. You must embody it. You must feel it in your body. You must generate the emotional state of someone for whom money does flow easily and constantly. This is where quantum manifestation differs from simple positive thinking. You are not trying to convince yourself of something you do not believe. You are accessing the parallel reality where it is already true and bringing that truth into this timeline. Visualization is a quantum technology when used correctly. Most people visualize from a place of lack, imagining what they want because they do not have it. This reinforces the frequency of not having. True quantum visualization involves entering the reality where you already have what you desire, experiencing it with all your senses, feeling the emotions of that reality, and staying in that frequency long enough that your current reality begins to morph to match it. This is not fantasy, this is applied quantum mechanics. The universe responds to frequency, not to words or effort. You can work 18 hours a day. You can hustle and grind until you collapse. But if your frequency is misaligned with wealth, you will not attract it. Conversely, you can work far less, move through life with ease and flow, and if your frequency matches abundance, money will find you. Opportunities will present themselves. The right people will appear. Investments will succeed. This is not luck. This is law, quantum law operating exactly as it is designed to. Right now, as these cosmic waves intensify, the quantum field is more responsive than it has been in thousands of years. The gap between intention and manifestation is narrowing. But this means you must be more conscious than ever about what you are intending. Every worry about money is an intention for more financial struggle. Every complaint about your current situation is an order to the universe for more of the same. Every moment spent in resentment toward wealthy people is a declaration that wealth is wrong, and your subconscious will make sure you never become something you have judged as wrong. The path to activating your quantum prosperity code requires a complete shift in how you relate to money. You must begin seeing money as spiritual energy, as a tool for good, as a resource that allows you to expand your service and impact. You must make peace with wealth, bless it wherever you see it. Celebrate other people's success as evidence that the prosperity frequency is active and available. When you see someone driving an expensive car, instead of judgment or envy, say to yourself, "That is wonderful. Prosperity is flowing, and it is flowing to me too." You must also become comfortable with large numbers. If your nervous system panics at the thought of having $10,000, how will you ever hold $1 million? You must expand your capacity gradually. Imagine receiving 10,000. Feel how that would feel. Let your body relax into that reality. Then imagine 50,000, then 100,000, then $1 million. Notice where your mind says, no, that is impossible, that is too much. That is your upper limit, your wealth ceiling, and it must be shattered. The billionaires of the world do not have wealth ceilings. They expect to receive massive amounts of money, and this expectation creates the frequency that attracts it. You must develop the same expectation, the same assumption of wealth, not from arrogance, but from understanding how the quantum field works. You are a creator being, you have the same creative power as anyone else. The only difference between you and the ultra-wealthy is frequency calibration and the willingness to receive at that level. Gratitude is the fastest frequency shifter available to you. But again, most people do gratitude incorrectly. They say thank you for what they have while secretly wishing they had more, which creates mixed signals. True prosperity gratitude is thanking the universe in advance for the wealth that is already on its way to you. Feeling genuine appreciation for money you have not yet received, because in the quantum field, it already exists. This level of faith, this level of knowing, this is what collapses the abundant timelines into your physical reality. October 2nd is opening a portal where these quantum principles become supercharged. The cosmic alignments are creating a direct channel between your consciousness and the infinite abundance of the universe. But you must step into that channel consciously. You must claim it, activate it through your intention and your frequency. The code is available, the door is open. Will you enter? The universe is speaking to you constantly, every single moment of every single day. But most people walk through life completely deaf to this communication, dismissing the signs as coincidence, ignoring the synchronicities as random chance, missing the messages that could completely transform their reality. Right now, As the cosmic energies intensify and the veils between dimensions grow thinner, the universe is practically shouting at the chosen ones, sending signal after signal, synchronicity after synchronicity, desperately trying to guide you toward your destined path of abundance and purpose. Let me ask you something that will reveal how much communication you have been missing. In the past week, how many times have you seen repeated number sequences? How many times has a specific song played at exactly the moment you were thinking about something important? How many times has someone randomly mentioned exactly what you needed to hear? How many dreams have you had that felt more real than waking life? These are not accidents. There are no accidents in a conscious, intelligent universe. Everything is information. Everything is guidance. Everything is the divine conspiring to help you remember who you are and where you are going. Number sequences are one of the primary languages the universe uses to communicate with awakened souls. When you repeatedly see sequences like 1111, 222, 333, 444, or 555, you are receiving direct transmissions from higher dimensions. Each number carries a specific frequency, a specific message, a specific activation code. 1111 is the master awakening number, signaling that you are on the right path and major shifts are imminent. 222 speaks of balance, partnership, and divine timing. 333 indicates that ascended masters are near you, supporting your journey. 444 is a message of foundation building and angelic protection. 555 announces radical change and transformation. But here is what most people do not understand about these number sequences. They are not just messages to make you feel good or to confirm you are spiritual. They are actual energetic activations. When you see these numbers and consciously acknowledge them, you are creating a feedback loop with the universe. You are saying, yes, I see you, I am paying attention, I am ready for what you are showing me. This act of recognition opens channels, activates dormant DNA codes, and aligns you more deeply with your highest timeline. Many of you have been seeing 888 or abundance-related sequences with increasing frequency. This is not random. The universe is literally showing you that the prosperity frequency is active in your field, that wealth is trying to reach you, that financial breakthroughs are aligned and approaching. But if you see these signs and then immediately return to thoughts of lack, worry, and limitation, you are closing the channel the universe just opened. You are rejecting the very abundance you have been praying for. The key to working with number sequences is immediate alignment. The moment you see a powerful number pattern, stop whatever you are doing, take a deep breath, and consciously raise your frequency. Feel gratitude, expect miracles, affirm your worthiness to receive. This creates a powerful, energetic agreement with the universe. You are essentially saying, I recognize this sign, I accept this message, I am ready to receive what you are sending me. This simple practice, done consistently, can dramatically accelerate your manifestation timeline. Dreams are another profound communication channel that most people completely underutilize. During sleep, your conscious mind releases control, and your soul can communicate more directly with you. The dreams you're having right now, especially vivid, emotionally charged dreams that you remember upon waking, these are not just random brain activity. They are encoded messages, prophetic visions, and energetic downloads from higher dimensions. Pay attention to recurring dream themes. If you keep dreaming about water, the universe is speaking to you about emotions and cleansing. If you dream about flying, you are being shown your freedom and expanded potential. If you dream about finding money, discovering treasures, or receiving gifts, your subconscious is processing the incoming abundance and preparing you to receive it in waking life. If you dream about specific people, places, or situations, there is often a message or guidance embedded in those symbols that relates directly to your current life circumstances. Some of you have been having dreams where you meet beings of light, where you receive information or instructions, where you travel to other realms or dimensions. These are not mere dreams. These are actual experiences your consciousness is having while your body sleeps. You are receiving direct teaching, activation, and preparation from your guides, your higher self, and the Galactic Federation. The fact that you cannot always remember the details does not mean the transmission failed. The information is encoded in your energy field and will surface when you need it. Synchronicities are perhaps the most powerful form of communication because they occur in your waking reality, where they cannot be dismissed as easily as dreams or intuitions. A synchronicity is when the inner world of your thoughts and feelings aligns perfectly with the outer world of events and circumstances. You think of someone, and they immediately call you. You need specific information, and a book falls off a shelf open to exactly the page you need. You wonder if you are on the right path, and a butterfly lands on your hand, a rainbow appears in the sky, or a stranger says something that perfectly answers your question. Carl Jung, who studied synchronicity extensively, understood that these meaningful coincidences reveal the hidden order of the universe. They prove that consciousness and matter are not separate, that mind and world are interconnected at deep levels. Every synchronicity is a crack in the illusion of separation, a glimpse of the unified field where all things are connected and nothing is truly random. The chosen ones are experiencing synchronicities at an unprecedented rate right now. This is because your frequency is rising, your consciousness is expanding, and you are becoming more aligned with the cosmic flow. The more aligned you become, the more the universe can communicate with you clearly. The more you notice and acknowledge synchronicities, the more they multiply. It becomes a spiral of increasing connection, increasing guidance, increasing certainty that you are exactly where you need to be. But synchronicities also serve as course corrections. When you are moving in the wrong direction, away from your purpose, away from your highest path, synchronicities become obstacles. Doors close, plans fall apart, resistance appears everywhere. Most people interpret this as bad luck or as evidence they should try harder, but often, these blocked paths are the universe protecting you from wasting time and energy on things that are not aligned with your destiny. The universe is not blocking you, it is redirecting you towards something better. This is why it is crucial to develop what spiritual teachers call surrender and trust. When something does not work out despite your best efforts, instead of forcing and pushing, pause and ask, what is the universe trying to show me? Where is the flow trying to take me? What am I being redirected toward? This level of trust requires you to release your ego's need to control outcomes and to develop faith that the universe is always working in your favor, even when you cannot see how. Animal messengers are another profound form of communication that indigenous cultures have honored for thousands of years, but modern society has forgotten. When specific animals appear in your life repeatedly, especially in unusual circumstances, they carry messages and medicine for you. Birds, especially ravens, crows, and hawks, are messengers between worlds, often appearing when you need to pay attention to signs and omens. Butterflies represent transformation and rebirth, confirming you are in a metamorphosis process. Dragonflies speak of illusion and the need to see through surface appearances to deeper truth. If you have been seeing specific animals repeatedly, research their symbolic and spiritual meanings. You will often find that their medicine is exactly what you need at this moment in your journey. The universe uses whatever symbols and messengers will get your attention. For some people, it is animals. For others, it is songs, numbers, words, or even seeming technical glitches that carry meaning. Technology synchronicities are increasingly common as humanity becomes more digital. Your device randomly opening to a specific article, a video recommendation that appears at the perfect moment. An app glitching in a way that leads you to discover something important. These are all modern forms of divine communication. The intelligence behind the universe can work through any medium, including technology. Nothing is too mundane or too mechanical to serve as a channel for cosmic guidance. People are also messengers, strangers who say exactly what you needed to hear, friends who appear with support at the perfect time, even difficult people who trigger you in ways that reveal your shadow work and healing opportunities. The universe orchestrates encounters with precision. Everyone in your life, especially those who affect you strongly, is there by divine appointment to teach you something, activate something, or redirect you toward your highest path. The messages coming through right now are urgent and specific. Many of you are receiving repeated signs about taking action, about stepping out of your comfort zone, about making the leap you have been afraid to make. You are seeing evidence everywhere that it is time to start that business, make that investment, leave that job, move to that city, end that relationship, begin that project. But fear keeps you frozen, and you keep asking for more signs, more confirmation, more certainty. Here is the truth. You will never have complete certainty before you leap. Faith means moving forward with the evidence you have been given, trusting that the next step will be revealed as you take this one. The universe has already sent you countless signs. It has already given you the green light. Now it is waiting for you to trust enough to move. Every day you delay is a day you are out of alignment with the cosmic flow, and that misalignment creates suffering, stagnation, and missed opportunities. October 2nd represents a convergence point where the signs and synchronicities reach a crescendo. The messages will be impossible to ignore for those who are paying attention. The question is, are you paying attention? Are you present enough to notice? Are you humble enough to receive guidance? Are you courageous enough to act on what you are being shown? The universe is speaking. The guides are sending signs. Your higher self is orchestrating synchronicities. Everything is conspiring to help you claim your abundance and step into your power. The only question is, are you listening? If your life has been falling apart recently, if everything you once relied upon has been crumbling, if you feel like you are dying in some profound way that has nothing to do with physical death, then congratulations. You are exactly where you need to be. What you are experiencing is not failure, not punishment, not evidence that you are doing something wrong. You are in the sacred crucible of purification, and this process, as painful as it is, represents the greatest gift the universe could give you right now. The old world, the third-dimensional reality of limitation, separation, and scarcity, is dissolving. Not just out there in the collective, but inside of you, in every cell of your body, in every corner of your consciousness. Everything you built on the foundation of fear, everything you created from a state of disconnection from your true self, everything that was constructed to please others or to fit into systems that were never designed for your liberation, all of it must come down. Because you cannot build a fifth-dimensional life on a third-dimensional foundation. The structure will not hold. This is why so many chosen ones are experiencing what feels like complete life collapse right now. Relationships that seemed solid are ending, often suddenly and painfully. Jobs that provided security are disappearing. Money that was flowing is drying up. Health issues are emerging. Old friendships are fading. Living situations are becoming untenable. Identity itself, the very sense of who you thought you were, is dissolving into uncertainty and confusion. Your ego is screaming that something has gone terribly wrong. But your soul knows the truth. Everything is going exactly right. You cannot take the old version of yourself into the new reality that is emerging. That version, as comfortable and familiar as it may have been, was built on compromises, on limiting beliefs, on fear-based decisions, on unconscious patterns inherited from family and society. That version knew how to survive in a dense, difficult world, but it does not know how to thrive in the higher frequencies that are now available. That version is too small, too limited, too weighed down with baggage to fly, so it must die. And you must allow it to die, no matter how frightening that death feels. The purification process strips away everything false, everything borrowed, everything that is not authentically you. It is not gentle, it is not gradual. For many it feels like being torn apart, like losing everything, like falling into an abyss with no bottom. You reach for the things that used to comfort you, the patterns that used to work, the identities that used to feel solid, and they crumble in your hands like ash. Nothing holds, nothing works. The old methods fail, the old strategies backfire. You are being forced to let go, not because you are ready, but because holding on is no longer an option. This is the dark night of the soul that every spiritual master has spoken about throughout history. It is the death that precedes resurrection, the winter that precedes spring, the emptying that creates space for new fullness. Every saint, every mystic, every truly awakened being has walked through this fire. There is no way around it. There is only through. And the reason it is so painful is not because the universe is cruel, but because your ego is fighting for survival, desperately clinging to what is dying, terrified of the unknown that lies beyond. One of the deepest purifications that must occur is your relationship with money and material security. For most people, money represents survival, safety, control, worth, and identity. When financial structures collapse, when money stops flowing, when abundance seems to disappear, it triggers primal terror. Your nervous system goes into survival mode. Every cell in your body screams danger. Your mind spirals into worst-case scenarios. This is precisely the point. The universe is revealing your attachment, your unconscious belief that money is your source, your security, your power. But money is not your source. The universe is your source. God is your source. The infinite creative intelligence that sustains galaxies and orchestrates the perfect timing of every sunrise is your source. Money is just one of infinite channels through which abundance flows to you. When you put all your trust in money, when you make it your God, you cut yourself off from the true abundance that wants to reach you through countless other channels. The financial purification is forcing you to transfer your trust from money to source, from external security to inner knowing, from control to surrender. Many of you are also experiencing the purification of relationships. People you thought would be in your life forever are suddenly gone. Conflicts are arising with family members. Friendships are revealing themselves to be toxic or one-sided. Romantic partnerships are ending or transforming dramatically. This is not tragedy. This is clarity. As your frequency rises, as you step more fully into your authentic power, you simply cannot maintain connections with people who are operating at much lower frequencies. The dissonance becomes too painful. The misalignment becomes too obvious. The universe is not taking people away from you to punish you. It is clearing your energetic field of connections that drain you, limit you, or keep you playing small. Every relationship that falls away is creating space for new connections that will actually support your highest path. But in the moment of loss, all you feel is pain, loneliness, abandonment. Your ego tells you that something is wrong with you, that you are unlovable, that you will end up alone. This is the ego's last desperate attempt to make you go back, to make you shrink. to make you compromise yourself to maintain connections that are no longer serving your evolution. The purification also extends to your physical body. Many chosen ones are experiencing unexplained illnesses, chronic fatigue, mysterious symptoms that doctors cannot diagnose or treat effectively. This is because your physical body is being rewired to hold higher frequencies. Your DNA is being activated, dormant codes are being turned on, and your entire biological system is upgrading. This process is uncomfortable, sometimes even debilitating, but it is temporary. Your body is doing exactly what it needs to do to prepare you for what is coming. There are also energetic toxins that must be purged, dense energies accumulated over years or even lifetimes that cannot exist in the higher dimensions you are moving into. These toxins can manifest as emotional releases, crying for no apparent reason, sudden anger or grief, vivid dreams where you are confronting shadow aspects of yourself. Do not suppress these releases. Do not judge yourself for having these experiences. This is sacred work. This is the cleansing that makes space for light. You are not regressing. You are finally processing and releasing what you have been carrying for far too long. Beliefs are perhaps the most important thing being purified right now. Every limiting belief about yourself, about life, about what is possible, these mental structures are being systematically dismantled. Beliefs like, I am not good enough, I am not worthy, I do not deserve wealth, I have to struggle, life is hard, I am alone, I am powerless. These programs have been running your life from the shadows of your subconscious. But now, as the light intensifies, these programs are being exposed and dissolved. The dissolution of limiting beliefs is experienced as confusion, as not knowing, as loss of certainty. If you feel like you do not know anything anymore, like everything you thought was true is being questioned, like your entire worldview is collapsing, you are right on track. The death of false certainty is the birth of true wisdom. The confusion you feel is actually the beginning of clarity. You are not losing your mind. You are losing the conditioned mind so that your true mind, your cosmic consciousness, can finally emerge. One of the most challenging aspects of this purification is the isolation many chosen ones are experiencing. You feel like you cannot talk to anyone about what you are going through. Your family thinks you are crazy. Your old friends do not understand. You feel completely alone in this process, like you are the only one experiencing this level of dissolution. But you are not alone. Millions of awakening souls around the planet are going through similar experiences right now. The isolation is part of the initiation. You are being forced to find your strength within, to stop looking for validation externally, to trust your own knowing even when everyone around you doubts you. This purification is preparing you for the level of abundance and power you are about to step into. You cannot handle millions of dollars with a poverty consciousness. You cannot steward great wealth with unworthiness issues. You cannot maintain high-frequency success while carrying low-frequency baggage. The universe knows this, even if you do not. So it is stripping you down to your essence, removing everything that would sabotage your success, clearing everything that would cause you to misuse power or to lose your abundance as quickly as it comes. Think of this process as a snake shedding its skin. The old skin must be completely released before the new skin can fully form. If the snake tries to keep part of the old skin, the new growth is restricted, and the snake cannot move forward. You are that snake right now. The old skin of your former identity, your old beliefs, your old life structures, it is all peeling away. Let it go. Stop trying to hold on to what is dying. Stop trying to resurrect what the universe is clearly ending. Trust the process, even when it feels like you are being destroyed. You are not being destroyed, you are being reborn. The purification will complete when you surrender completely. Not surrender as in giving up, but surrender as in releasing control, releasing attachment, releasing the need to know how everything will work out. Surrender is saying to the universe, I trust you completely. I release my grip on the old. I let go of everything that is leaving. I make space for the new that is coming. I trust that you are guiding me even when I cannot see the path. I know that this death is leading to resurrection. I choose faith over fear. October the 2nd marks the completion of a major purification cycle for many souls. If you have been in this process for months or years, relief is coming. The dying is almost done. The rebirth is beginning. But you must complete the release. You must let go of whatever is still in your hands that belongs to the old world. You must make the choice to trust, to surrender, to walk forward into the unknown with nothing but faith. This is the final test. This is the initiation. And on the other side of this purification, a version of you exists that you cannot even imagine from where you stand now. A version that is free, powerful, abundant, and fully aligned with divine purpose. That version is waiting. Will you complete the death that allows it to be born? Your mind is not what you have been taught to believe it is. It is not merely a biological computer processing information inside your skull. Your mind is a quantum instrument, a multidimensional antenna capable of tuning into infinite frequencies, accessing unlimited information, and quite literally collapsing probability waves into physical manifestation. The version of you that is struggling financially right now exists simultaneously, alongside countless other versions of you living radically different realities. In some of those parallel dimensions, you are already abundantly wealthy, living the exact life you dream about, experiencing the freedom and prosperity you desire. These are not fantasies. They are actual realities existing right now. Quantum physics has proven beyond any doubt that reality is not fixed or solid. At the subatomic level, particles exist in a state of infinite potential until they are observed. The act of observation, of consciousness focusing attention, causes the particle to collapse from wave function, from pure potential, into a specific location and state. What most people do not realize is that this same principle applies to your entire life experience. Your reality is not happening to you. Your consciousness is collapsing specific possibilities from the quantum field into your lived experience every single moment. The key to understanding this is recognizing that all possible versions of your life exist simultaneously in what physicists call the superposition state. There is a version where you are poor, a version where you are middle class, a version where you are a millionaire, a version where you are a billionaire. There is a version where you are sick, a version where you are healthy, a version where you are thriving in perfect vitality. All of these timelines, all of these reality tracks exist right now in the quantum field. The question is not whether these realities exist. The question is, which one are you tuning into with your consciousness? Most people are completely unconscious of this process. They wake up every day and automatically tune into the same frequency they tuned into yesterday. They think the same thoughts, feel the same emotions, take the same actions, and therefore collapse the same reality into their experience over and over again. Then they wonder why nothing ever changes, why they stay stuck in the same patterns, why their financial situation never improves. It is because they are unconsciously selecting the same timeline repeatedly through their habitual consciousness patterns. But here is the revolutionary truth that changes everything. You can consciously choose which timeline to tune into. You can deliberately select which version of reality to collapse into your experience. This is not wishful thinking or magical fantasy. This is applied quantum mechanics. Your consciousness is the tuning dial. Your attention, your focus, your emotional state. These are the mechanisms through which you select your reality track. When you change your inner state, you literally change which parallel reality you are anchored into. The quantum mind operates beyond linear time. Past, present, and future are all accessible simultaneously. This means you do not have to wait years to become wealthy. You do not have to slowly build toward abundance through decades of hard work. You can quantum leap directly into the timeline where you are already abundant by matching the frequency, the consciousness, the identity of that version of you. This is what spiritual teachers mean when they talk about becoming the person you want to be before you have the results. They are describing quantum timeline shifting. So how do you actually access these parallel realities of abundance? First, you must accept that they exist, not as possibilities that might happen someday, but as actual realities that exist right now. The wealthy version of you is living their life right now in a parallel dimension. They are making decisions, taking actions, experiencing emotions that are completely aligned with wealth. They do not struggle with money. They do not worry about bills. They do not have limiting beliefs about abundance. They simply exist in a state of natural prosperity. The next step is to connect with that version of yourself through quantum visualization. This is different from normal visualization where you imagine something you want. In quantum visualization, you are not creating something new. You are connecting with something that already exists. Close your eyes and feel into the version of you that is already wealthy. Do not imagine or pretend. Actually feel into that reality as if it is happening right now, because it is. What does wealthy you feel like in their body? How do they breathe? How do they walk? What is their energy like? What thoughts move through their mind? When you connect with this wealthy version of yourself, you will notice that they have a completely different frequency than you currently do. They are not anxious about money. They are not heavy with worry. They are not contracted with fear. They are expansive, relaxed, confident, free. They expect abundance. They assume prosperity. They know at a cellular level that they are supported, that resources flow to them easily, that they are worthy of receiving unlimited wealth. This is not arrogance. This is simply their natural state of being. The quantum leap happens when you begin to embody this frequency in your current life. You start making decisions from the consciousness of wealthy you rather than from the consciousness of struggling you. When faced with a choice, you ask, what would the abundant version of me do in this situation? How would they respond? What energy would they bring to this moment? Then you act from that place, even if your current circumstances do not match it yet. This is where most people fail with manifestation. They try to act abundant while still feeling poor. They force positive actions from a negative state. But the quantum field does not respond to your actions. It responds to your state of being, to your frequency, to who you are being in each moment. You can take all the right actions, but if your frequency is misaligned with wealth, those actions will not produce the results you desire. Conversely, when your frequency matches abundance, the right actions will flow naturally and effortlessly, and those actions will produce extraordinary results because they are backed by the power of alignment. The cosmic energies flooding Earth right now are making timeline shifts easier and faster than ever before. The boundaries between parallel realities are becoming more permeable. What used to require years of dedicated practice can now happen in weeks or even days. But this also means that if you are holding a frequency of lack, you will manifest evidence of lack very quickly. The acceleration works both ways. This is why it is absolutely critical that you become conscious of what frequency you are broadcasting moment to moment. Your emotions are the most reliable indicator of which timeline you are tuned into. When you feel fear, anxiety, worry, or lack, you are tuned into a timeline where things are difficult and resources are scarce. When you feel peace, excitement, gratitude, and abundance, you are tuned into a timeline where life flows easily and wealth is natural. Most people let their emotions be controlled by external circumstances. Something happens, they react emotionally, and that emotional reaction locks them into a specific timeline. But as a conscious creator, you can choose your emotional state regardless of external circumstances. And in doing so, you change which reality you are living in. This is why gratitude is so powerful. When you feel genuine gratitude, you are matching the frequency of the timeline where you already have what you desire. You are not grateful for what might come someday. You are grateful for what already exists in the parallel reality you are merging with. This level of gratitude, this thankfulness for things not yet visible in your current experience, this is what collapses those abundant timelines into your physical reality. Affirmations work when they help you feel into the reality of what you are affirming. If you say, "I am wealthy," and your nervous system relaxes, if you feel expansion in your chest, if you sense a knowing that this is true, then the affirmation is working. It is helping you tune into the abundant timeline. But if you say, "I am wealthy," and you feel resistance, if your mind immediately argues, "No, you are not," if you feel tension or disbelief, then the affirmation is not working. It is actually reinforcing the gap between where you are and where you want to be. Instead of affirmations that create resistance, use what quantum manifestation teachers call identity statements. These are statements about who you are being rather than what you have or want. I am someone who attracts wealth easily. I am someone who is aligned with abundance. I am someone who makes empowered financial decisions. These statements are harder to argue with because they are about identity and potential rather than current circumstances. They help you step into the energy of the wealthy timeline without triggering resistance from your current reality. Meditation and inner stillness are essential for accessing quantum realities because they quiet the noise of the conditioned mind. Your ego mind, your everyday thinking mind, is locked into the current timeline. It only knows what is already visible, what has already happened, what seems possible based on past evidence. But your quantum mind, your higher consciousness, has access to all timelines, all possibilities, all potentials. In meditation, you bypass the limitations of ego mind and access the vast intelligence of your quantum nature. During meditation, you can practice timeline hopping. Feel into different versions of your life. Experience what it is like to be in the timeline where you have $10 million, then shift and feel into the timeline where you have 50 million. Notice the subtle differences in frequency, in energy, in how those versions of you exist in the world. The more familiar you become with these different frequencies, the easier it becomes to consciously choose which one you want to embody and therefore which reality you want to experience. Your environment also affects which timeline you are anchored into. If you surround yourself with energy of lack, with people who complain about money, with images of poverty and struggle, you will find it very difficult to maintain the frequency of abundance. This is not about being superior or avoiding certain people. It is about being strategic with your energy. You must protect your frequency like the precious resource it is. Spend time in environments that reflect the reality you are moving into. Surround yourself with beauty, with quality, with people who are living at higher levels of consciousness and prosperity. The wealthy timeline is not just about having more money. It is about living from a completely different paradigm. In that reality, you make decisions based on desire and alignment rather than fear and obligation. You invest in yourself and your dreams without hesitation. You expect miracles and synchronicities. You trust the flow of life. You know that you are supported by the universe. You operate from abundance consciousness in every area of your life, not just finances. October 2nd is opening a cosmic gateway where timeline shifts become dramatically easier. The veils between dimensions are at their thinnest. The quantum field is more responsive to consciousness than it has been in millennia. If there was ever a time to make a quantum leap into a radically different reality, this is it. But you must do your part. You must release your attachment to your current timeline. You must be willing to let go of the identity and story you have been living. You must choose consciously and deliberately to step into the abundant timeline that is calling to you. The portal is open. The parallel reality of your wealth is waiting. Will you tune in? There is an invisible force field surrounding your body right now that is either attracting or repelling wealth, opportunities, success, and abundance. This force field, what ancient traditions call the aura and modern science calls the electromagnetic field, is broadcasting your frequency into the universe every single second. And the universe is responding to that broadcast with mathematical precision, sending you experiences, people, and circumstances that match your energetic signature. If you want to transform your financial reality, you must first transform the quality of energy you are radiating into the quantum field. The wealthiest people on the planet, those who seem to effortlessly attract money, opportunities, and success, are not necessarily more intelligent, more talented, or more deserving than you. What they have, often without consciously understanding it, is a powerful energetic magnetism. Their frequency is calibrated to abundance. Their aura vibrates at the level of prosperity. They have, either through conditioning or conscious practice, trained their entire being to expect wealth, to feel worthy of receiving it, and to operate from a consciousness that naturally draws resources toward them like metal filings to a magnet. You can develop this same magnetic quality, but you must understand that magnetism is not about doing more, trying harder, or forcing outcomes. True magnetism is about being. It is about the quality of your presence, the frequency of your consciousness, the energy you emanate simply by existing. A magnet does not chase after metal. It does not work hard to attract. It simply is magnetic, and the attraction happens automatically. This is the state you must cultivate. You must become so aligned with abundance that wealth has no choice but to flow toward you. The foundation of divine magnetism is self-worth, not the ego's fragile sense of worthiness based on achievements, appearance, or others' approval, but a deep, unshakable knowing that you are inherently valuable simply because you exist. You are a unique expression of divine consciousness. There has never been and will never be another you. Your very existence is a miracle, and miracles deserve to be supported abundantly. When you truly understand your divine worth at the cellular level, asking for and receiving large amounts of money becomes as natural as breathing. Most people carry deep unworthiness programming that sabotages their magnetism. These programs sound like, "I do not deserve wealth. Who am I to have so much when others have so little? I am not special enough. I have not earned it yet. I need to prove myself first. Rich people are greedy, and I do not want to be like them." Every single one of these beliefs is a repelling force in your energy field, actively pushing away the abundance that is trying to reach you. You cannot attract what you unconsciously believe you do not deserve. The work of healing unworthiness is not accomplished through positive thinking alone. You must go into the roots of where these beliefs were formed, usually in childhood, and consciously release them. When did you first learn that you were not enough? What experiences taught you that love, approval, or resources were conditional? Who made you feel like you had to earn your right to exist, to be valued, to receive? These wounds must be acknowledged, felt, and released so that your natural state of worthiness can emerge. Once you have cleared the unworthiness programs, you can begin actively cultivating the qualities that make you magnetic to wealth. The first is expectancy. Magnetic people expect good things to happen. They expect opportunities to appear. They expect problems to resolve. They expect money to come. This is not hope or wishful thinking. This is a fundamental assumption about how life works. They do not wonder if abundance will come. They know it will. This certainty creates a frequency that the universe responds to with corresponding circumstances. The second quality is receptivity. Many people are blocked not because they are not trying hard enough, but because they do not know how to receive. They are uncomfortable accepting gifts, compliments, help, or money. They deflect generosity. They diminish praise. They refuse assistance. This closed defensive posture tells the universe, "I am not ready to receive. Do not send me more." To become magnetic, you must practice receiving in small ways. Accept compliments graciously. Say yes when someone offers help. Allow people to pay for your meal. Receive without immediately reciprocating. Train your nervous system to be comfortable with the flow of receiving. The third quality is energetic generosity. This might seem counterintuitive, but magnetic people are generous with their energy, attention, appreciation, and resources. Not from obligation or to manipulate outcomes, but from genuine overflow. When you operate from a consciousness of abundance, giving feels natural and joyful. And the act of giving reinforces your subconscious belief that you have more than enough, which in turn attracts more. Stingy, contracted energy repels wealth. Open, generous energy magnetizes it. The fourth quality is vibrational consistency. This is perhaps the most challenging aspect of developing magnetism. It is easy to feel abundant when things are going well, when money is flowing, when life is smooth. But true magnetism requires maintaining a high frequency, even when circumstances are difficult, even when the bank account is low, even when nothing seems to be working. This is the test. Can you hold the frequency of abundance when the physical evidence suggests lack? This is where most people fail. They let external circumstances dictate their internal state, and in doing so, they perpetuate the cycle of struggle. Your aura is literally visible to those with clairvoyant sight, and it reveals everything about your consciousness. A person living in fear has a contracted, murky aura. A person living in abundance has an expansive, radiant aura. You can feel this difference even if you cannot see it. You walk into a room and you can sense who carries powerful energy and who does not. Some people light up a space, others drain it. You want to become someone whose very presence uplifts, energizes, and inspires. This is not about personality or charisma. This is about the quality of light you are radiating. There are specific practices that cleanse and strengthen your auric field. Meditation purifies your energy by releasing mental and emotional debris. Time in nature recalibrates your frequency to Earth's natural rhythms. Sacred movement like yoga, tai chi, or ecstatic dance moves stagnant energy and increases flow. Sound healing with specific frequencies can repair holes and tears in your aura. Even something as simple as conscious breathing can dramatically shift your energy in moments. Gratitude is perhaps the fastest way to increase your magnetic frequency. But as we have discussed before, it must be authentic gratitude, not performative. When you feel genuine appreciation for what you already have, for the breath in your lungs, for the roof over your head, for the food on your table, for the people in your life, you emit a frequency that says, I recognize abundance. I appreciate what is given to me. I am open to receiving more. The universe responds to this frequency with more reasons to be grateful. But gratitude must extend beyond what you currently have to what is coming. This is advanced manifestation. You feel grateful now for the millions of dollars that are on their way to you. You give thanks now for the opportunities that are aligning. You appreciate now the success that is materializing. This level of gratitude collapses the timeline between desire and manifestation, because you are no longer waiting for the thing to arrive before you feel the emotion. You are generating the emotion now, and that emotional frequency is what attracts the physical manifestation. Your words also affect your magnetism powerfully. Every word you speak is a spell, literally casting energy into reality. When you constantly say things like, I am broke, I cannot afford that, money is so tight, I never have enough, you are programming your subconscious and the quantum field to create more of that experience. Conscious speakers are meticulous about their language. They say, I'm in a temporary period of recalibration, or resources are reorganizing to serve me better, or I'm choosing to allocate my funds differently right now. These statements acknowledge current reality without cementing it as permanent truth. The way you dress, the environment you create, the things you surround yourself with, all of these affect your magnetism. This does not mean you need expensive things to attract wealth. It means you need to treat yourself and your environment with the respect and care that a wealthy person would. Even with limited resources, you can create beauty, order, and quality in your space. You can dress in a way that makes you feel powerful and valuable. You can choose one beautiful object that brings you joy, rather than many cheap things that drain your energy. Wealth is first an internal state that then expresses outwardly. Your associations dramatically impact your magnetism. You become like the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people are negative, complaining, stuck in victim consciousness, and struggling financially, their frequency will pull yours down no matter how much inner work you do. This is not about being judgmental or superior. This is about recognizing that energy is contagious and that you must protect yours. Seek out people who are where you want to be, who embody the consciousness you are cultivating, who inspire rather than drain you. The cosmic energies of October are supercharging the magnetic fields of awakened souls. Your capacity to attract, to manifest, to magnetize wealth and opportunities is being amplified exponentially. But this amplification works on whatever frequency you are holding. If you are holding fear, you will magnetize more fear. If you are holding lack, you will magnetize more lack. If you are holding abundance, worthiness, and expectancy, you will magnetize extraordinary wealth and success. The power is increasing. The question is, what will you do with that power? There is also a spiritual component to magnetism that transcends all techniques and practices. When you align your wealth consciousness with service, with contribution, with making a positive impact, you tap into a level of universal support that goes beyond personal manifestation. The universe wants to resource those who will use that wealth for good, who will be conduits rather than containers, who will let abundance flow through them to benefit many. When your desire for wealth is connected to a larger purpose, to a mission that serves humanity, you become irresistibly magnetic because you are aligned with the cosmic flow of evolution. Make no mistake, you are meant to be wealthy for yourself as well. You are allowed to desire luxury, comfort, beauty, freedom, and pleasure. These are not spiritual bypasses or ego indulgences. These are legitimate desires of the soul incarnated in physical form. But when personal prosperity is married to purposeful contribution, when your abundance serves both yourself and the greater good, you access a level of magnetic power that can move mountains and attract resources beyond anything you have imagined. October 2nd marks a recalibration of your magnetic field if you consciously work with these energies. Old repelling patterns can be cleared. New attracting frequencies can be locked in. You can quite literally become a different energetic being on the other side of this portal. But you must show up to the work. You must face your unworthiness. You must change your frequency. You must embody the consciousness of the wealthy, magnetic being you came here to be. The universe is ready to flood you with abundance. Are you ready to become magnetic enough to receive it? There is a level of wealth consciousness that transcends everything you have been taught about money. It is a state where financial abundance is not something you chase, manifest, or work toward, but something that flows through you as naturally as breath flows through your lungs. This is financial ascension, the elevation of your relationship with money from survival mode to sovereignty mode, from scarcity consciousness to divine prosperity consciousness. And you, as one of the chosen ones awakening at this pivotal time, are being called to embody this level of wealth, not just for yourself, but as a demonstration of what is possible for all of humanity. Most of humanity operates from survival consciousness. Even people who appear successful on the outside, who have good jobs and comfortable lives, are still running survival programs underneath. Their decisions are motivated by fear of loss, by need for security, by anxiety about the future. They accumulate money not from a place of abundance, but from a place of trying to protect themselves from potential lack. They work jobs they do not love because they are afraid of not having enough. They stay in situations that drain them because the fear of change is stronger than their desire for freedom. This is not true wealth, this is sophisticated survival. Survival consciousness is rooted in the oldest part of your brain, the reptilian brain that is designed to keep you alive in a dangerous world. It operates on the principle of scarcity. There is not enough. Resources are limited. You must compete for your share. You must hoard what you get because you might not get more. This programming made sense when humans were hunter-gatherers facing genuine physical threats and limited resources. But it is completely obsolete in a universe of infinite abundance, and it is the primary block preventing most people from experiencing true prosperity. When you are in survival mode, you cannot think creatively. You cannot take inspired risks. You cannot trust the flow of life. Your entire focus is on preventing disaster, on maintaining what you have, on not losing ground. This contracted state of consciousness actually repels the very abundance you are trying to secure. It is a frequency that says, I do not have enough, I am not safe, I must struggle to survive. And the universe, reading that frequency, sends you experiences that confirm it. Financial ascension begins when you make a fundamental shift from survival to trust. Trust that the universe is abundant. Trust that you are supported. Trust that there is always enough and often more than enough. Trust that money is energy that flows naturally and that you are worthy of receiving it continuously. This shift is not intellectual. You cannot think your way into trust. It must be felt and embodied at the deepest level of your being. It requires healing the primal fear of not surviving that lives in your nervous system. The chosen ones incarnated at this time with a specific mission related to this shift. You are here to demonstrate a new paradigm of wealth, one where financial abundance and spiritual consciousness are not opposites, but natural partners. For too long, the spiritual community has perpetuated the myth that money is unspiritual, that poverty is more pure, that you must choose between being wealthy and being enlightened. This false dichotomy has kept light workers disempowered, struggling, and unable to fully express their gifts in the world. But the truth is that consciousness itself is abundant. God, Source, the universe. Whatever name you use for the infinite creative intelligence is infinitely wealthy. Look at nature. Look at the billions of stars, the countless grains of sand, the endless variety of life forms. The universe does not do scarcity. Scarcity is a human invention, a lie told by systems that benefit from keeping people in fear and limitation. Your natural state, as an expression of this infinite consciousness, is abundance. Lack is the illusion. Prosperity is the truth. When you ascend financially, you move beyond working for money to having money work for you. But more importantly, you shift your identity from someone who needs money to someone who channels money. You become a conduit, a vessel through which universal abundance flows into physical form. Money comes to you not because you are grasping for it, but because you are aligned with it, because your frequency matches it, because you have become a clear channel for its expression. This level of consciousness allows you to receive wealth from unexpected sources. Money appears in ways you could never have planned or predicted. Opportunities that you did not apply for find you. Investments multiply beyond reasonable expectations. People want to give you money, to support your vision, to participate in your success. This is not luck or coincidence. This is what happens when you are vibrating at the frequency of true abundance. The universe rearranges itself to match your consciousness. In financial ascension, you also transcend the traditional relationship between time and money. The old paradigm says you trade your time for money, and therefore your income is limited by the hours you can work. But in the ascended paradigm, money flows to you based on your value, your consciousness, your alignment, and your service, not based on time. You can earn in 1 hour what others earn in a month. You can generate wealth while you sleep. You can create passive income streams that serve you continuously. Time and money become decoupled. This does not mean you do not work or contribute. It means your work comes from inspiration rather than obligation, from joy rather than necessity, from overflow rather than lack. You do what you love, what excites you, what feels aligned with your purpose, and the money follows because you are operating at such a high frequency that abundance is inevitable. Your work becomes play. Your service becomes joy. And wealth becomes the natural byproduct of being fully yourself. The financial ascension also involves healing your relationship with receiving. Many spiritually aware people are excellent givers but terrible receivers. They give their time, energy, knowledge, and resources freely, but when someone tries to give back to them, they deflect, minimize, or refuse. This imbalance blocks the flow of abundance. The universe operates on circulation, on flow. Energy must move in and out. If you only give, you create a dam that stops the flow. If you only take, you create a different kind of blockage. True abundance consciousness allows graceful receiving and generous giving in balanced measure. You must also release the guilt that many awakened souls carry around wealth. There is a false belief that if you have much, others must have less, that your abundance somehow takes from others. This is scarcity thinking. In an infinite universe, your wealth does not diminish anyone else's potential wealth. In fact, when you become abundantly prosperous and use that wealth consciously, you create opportunities for others. You inspire possibility. You demonstrate what is available. Your wealth, used rightly, lifts others up rather than pushing them down. The chosen ones who ascend financially are meant to redistribute wealth according to higher principles. The current wealth distribution on this planet is grotesquely imbalanced, with massive resources controlled by those operating from ego, greed, and separation consciousness. As awakened souls step into positions of financial power, they bring consciousness, compassion, and wisdom to how wealth is used. They fund projects that serve humanity. They support other lightworkers. They invest in sustainable, ethical, evolutionary enterprises. They become financial bodhisattvas, using money as a tool for collective upliftment. This is why it is crucial that you release any remaining judgments about wealthy people. Not all wealthy individuals are corrupt or greedy. Many are simply operating from the consciousness they have, and as you judge them, you create separation between yourself and wealth. You cannot become what you condemn. If part of you believes that rich people are bad, your subconscious will sabotage any attempt to become wealthy because it will not let you become something you have judged as wrong. You must make peace with wealth, bless it wherever you see it, and recognize that money is neutral. It is consciousness that determines whether it is used for harm or healing. Financial ascension also requires you to expand your vision of what is possible. If you are thinking in terms of earning an extra $1,000 a month, you are still playing small. The universe does not care whether you ask for 1,000 or 1,000,000. To your higher self, to source consciousness, these are equally easy to manifest. The only difference is your capacity to receive, your willingness to believe, your ability to hold the frequency of that level of wealth. You must stretch your imagination, expand your sense of what you are allowed to have, and give yourself permission to desire and receive at levels that currently feel impossible. There is also a responsibility that comes with financial ascension. As you receive greater wealth, you become a steward of that energy. You are being trusted with resources, and how you use them matters. This is not about guilt or pressure. It is about recognizing that everything is connected, that your choices have impact, and that conscious use of wealth is part of your spiritual practice. You do not have to give everything away or live like a monk. You can enjoy luxury, comfort, and pleasure. But you also consider the ripple effects of your financial decisions and align them with your values. The cosmic energies of October 2025 are creating an unprecedented opportunity for financial ascension. The old structures based on fear, control, and artificial scarcity are crumbling. New frequencies of divine prosperity are anchoring into the planetary grid. Those who are ready, those who have done the inner work, those who have cleared their blocks and raised their consciousness, are being elevated into new levels of wealth that will allow them to serve at scales previously unimaginable. But this elevation is not random. It is being given to those who will use it wisely, who will remain grounded in their values, who will remember that wealth is a tool for service, not an end in itself. You are being prepared for wealth beyond your current capacity to imagine, but the universe needs to know you can handle it, that you will not lose yourself in it, that you will remain connected to your purpose and your heart. Every challenge you have faced, every lesson you have learned, every moment of struggle has been strengthening you, preparing you, making you worthy, not in the sense of deserving, but in the sense of capable. You are becoming someone who can hold massive abundance without it corrupting you, without it distancing you from your humanity, without it pulling you off your path. The financial ascension is not separate from your spiritual ascension. They are the same process. As your consciousness rises, your capacity for wealth naturally expands. As you embody more light, more love, more truth, you become magnetic to greater resources because the universe trusts you with them. This is the sacred economics of the new earth. This is prosperity consciousness at the highest level, and you right now are being invited to step into this consciousness fully, not someday, not when you are more ready, now. Because the time is now. The portal is open. And your financial ascension is a crucial part of the collective shift happening on this planet. Will you say yes? We have arrived at the moment of decision. Everything you have heard in this message, every revelation, every truth, every activation has been preparing you for what comes next. October 2nd is not just another date, it is a cosmic threshold, a point of convergence where multiple timelines meet and diverge. What you choose in these critical hours and days will determine which timeline you anchor into, which reality you will experience moving forward. This is not meant to create pressure or fear. This is meant to convey the magnitude of this moment and the urgency of aligning with your highest path now, not later, not when it feels more convenient, but now. The universe has been speaking to you throughout this entire message. If you have made it this far, if you have listened to every word, it is because your soul knows this information is vital. You are one of the chosen ones, one of the awakened souls who came to Earth at this time to participate in the greatest transformation in human history. But knowing you are chosen is not enough. Understanding the concepts is not enough. Believing in your potential is not enough. You must act. You must choose. You must step through the portal that is opening right now. Let me be absolutely clear about what is at stake. The cosmic energies supporting this ascension wave are temporary. They are intensifying now, reaching their peak around October 2nd, and then they will begin to recede. This does not mean the opportunity disappears forever, but it does mean that the level of support, the ease of transformation, the accessibility of higher frequencies that are available right now will not be at this level again for a very long time. You are standing in a window of grace, a moment when the normally difficult work of transformation becomes dramatically easier because the entire universe is aligned to support you. If you choose to delay, to procrastinate, to wait until you feel more ready, you will miss this window. Not because the universe is punishing you, but because the energetic conditions will have changed. The portal will have closed. The wave will have passed. And you will be left trying to do manually what could have been done effortlessly with cosmic assistance. This is why spiritual teachers throughout history have always emphasized the importance of seizing the moment, of saying yes when the call comes, of not hesitating when grace appears. So what does action look like in this context? First and foremost, it looks like a decision. A real decision, not a wish or a hope or a maybe. A decision is when you burn the bridges to the old reality, when you commit fully to the new path, when you say yes with your whole being and mean it. You must decide right now that you are done with struggle, done with limitation, done with playing small. You must decide that you are claiming your abundance, stepping into your power, and fulfilling your divine mission no matter what. This decision must be made at the soul level, not just the mental level. Your mind might be convinced, but if your nervous system is still running fear programs, if your subconscious is still clinging to old patterns, the decision has not fully landed. You must bring your entire being into alignment with this choice. One way to do this is through a sacred commitment ceremony. Create a ritual space, light a candle, and speak your decision out loud to the universe, to your higher self, to Ashtar Sheran and the Galactic Federation. Say, I am ready. I choose abundance. I claim my divine birthright. I step fully into my power and purpose now. Speak it with conviction, with emotion, with absolute certainty. The second action is clearing. In the days immediately following October 2nd, you must consciously clear anything that is not aligned with your highest path. This might mean ending toxic relationships, quitting jobs that drain your soul, releasing addictions or habits that keep you in low frequency, clearing physical clutter from your environment, or cutting energetic cords to people and situations that no longer serve you. This clearing creates space for the new to enter. You cannot fill a cup that is already full. Empty the vessel so the universe can pour in the abundance you have claimed. The third action is energetic alignment. You must establish daily practices that keep you anchored in the frequency of abundance and higher consciousness. This is not optional. Without consistent practice, you will slip back into old patterns, old frequencies, old timelines. Create a morning routine that sets your frequency for the day. This might include meditation, breathwork, affirmations, visualization, gratitude practice, or movement. Spend at least 20 minutes every morning calibrating your energy before you engage with the external world. This investment will transform your entire life. Meditation is particularly crucial during this time. The cosmic downloads being sent to awakened souls right now can only be fully received in states of inner stillness. When your mind is quiet, when your thoughts settle, you become a clear channel for the light codes, activations, and information being transmitted from higher dimensions. Even if you have never meditated before, start now. Even if it feels difficult, persist. The benefits compound exponentially. Your meditation practice is your direct communication line with your higher self and with the Galactic Federation. The fourth action is embodiment. You must begin living as if you are already the wealthy, abundant, powerful being you are becoming. This does not mean spending money you do not have or faking a lifestyle. It means making decisions from abundance consciousness, carrying yourself with the confidence of someone who knows their worth, treating yourself and others with the respect and generosity that characterize true wealth. When faced with choices, ask yourself, what would the highest version of me choose here? Then choose that even if it feels uncomfortable, even if it challenges your current identity. Your words must also change immediately. From this moment forward, you speak only in alignment with the reality you are creating. No more complaints about lack. No more stories about how hard things are. No more victim narratives. Every word is a spell. Every sentence is a declaration. Speak prosperity. Speak gratitude. Speak power. Even if your current circumstances have not yet shifted, speak about them as temporary, and speak about your abundant future as certain and already unfolding. The fifth action is inspired movement. Pay attention to the intuitive nudges, the sudden ideas, the impulses to take certain actions that arise in the coming days. The universe will be guiding you very directly if you are listening. You might feel called to reach out to someone, to apply for an opportunity, to start a project, to make an investment, to learn a new skill. These are not random thoughts. They are divine guidance. Act on them quickly. The window of inspired action is often small. When you hesitate, the opportunity can pass. However, you must also discern between inspired action and fear-based reaction. Inspired action feels expansive, exciting, aligned, even if it is also scary. Fear-based reaction feels contracted, desperate, forced. If you are moving from fear, stop and recalibrate. If you are moving from inspiration and alignment, move boldly and trust that you are being guided. The universe will not lead you astray when you are truly connected to your inner guidance. The sixth action is community. Find your soul family, your fellow awakened ones who understand this path. You are not meant to walk this journey alone. Connect with others who are also ascending, who are also claiming their abundance, who are also stepping into their power. These connections will support you, mirror your growth, hold you accountable, and celebrate your wins. You can find these people in conscious communities, spiritual groups, online forums, or through synchronistic meetings. When you meet them, you will recognize each other instantly. The seventh action is gratitude in advance. From this moment forward, live in a state of thanksgiving for everything that is coming to you. Feel grateful now for the millions of dollars flowing to you. Feel grateful now for the opportunities aligning. Feel grateful now for the divine support surrounding you. This is not pretending. This is recognizing that in the quantum field it already exists, and you are simply acknowledging the truth of what is. This level of faith, this certainty that what you desire is already yours, this is what collapses the timelines and brings it into your physical experience rapidly. There is also a warning that must be given. If you receive this message and do nothing, if you hear these words and return to unconscious patterns, if you feel the activation and then ignore it, there will be consequences. Not punishment from an angry God, but natural results of refusing your destiny. Your life will become increasingly difficult. The dissonance between who you truly are and who you are pretending to be will create suffering. Opportunities will dry up, doors will close, you will feel stuck, depressed, lost. This is not because you are being punished. It is because you are out of alignment with your soul's purpose, and your soul will make you uncomfortable until you come back into alignment. But if you say yes, if you commit, if you step through this portal with courage and faith, your life will transform in ways you cannot currently imagine. Synchronicities will explode, money will flow from expected and unexpected sources, the right people will appear, your gifts will be recognized and valued, your mission will unfold naturally, you will experience joy, freedom, purpose, and abundance simultaneously. This is not fantasy. This is the life that awaits every chosen one who chooses to claim it. Commander Ashtar Sheran and the entire Galactic Federation are standing by, ready to assist you, but they cannot violate your free will. They can only help those who ask, who are open, who are willing to receive their support. If you feel called, speak to them directly. In meditation or in prayer, say, "I am ready for your assistance. I am open to your guidance. Please help me step into my highest timeline and fulfill my divine mission." They will hear you and they will respond, not necessarily in words, but in signs, synchronicities, downloads of information, and energetic support that you will feel clearly. The time for waiting is over. The time for preparation has ended. The time for action is now. You have been prepared your entire life for this moment. Every challenge, every lesson, every experience has brought you to this threshold. You are ready, even if you do not feel ready. Your soul knows you are ready. The universe knows you are ready. The only one who doubts is your ego, and the ego must be overridden now. Trust yourself. Trust the process. Trust the universe. And take the leap. October 2nd and the days surrounding it are your cosmic moment. This is when you make the choice that will define the rest of your life. Will you step into abundance, power, and purpose? Or will you remain in the familiar prison of limitation, watching others rise while you stay stuck? The choice is yours alone. No one can make it for you. But know this, you did not come this far to stay where you are. You did not receive this message by accident. You are being called to greatness. You are being invited to claim your divine inheritance. You are being asked to become the person you were always meant to be. The portal is open. The path is illuminated. The support is present. All that remains is your yes. Say it now, feel it now, become it now. Your abundant, powerful, purposeful life is not in the distant future. It is available right now in this moment if you choose it. So choose. Decide, commit, act, and watch as the entire universe rearranges itself to support your highest destiny. This is your moment. This is your time. This is your call. Answer it. If this message has resonated with you, if you feel the truth of what has been shared, leave a comment below sharing your commitment, your decision, your yes to abundance and purpose. Let your declaration be witnessed. Let it anchor in physical form through your words. And subscribe to this channel for continued guidance and support as you walk this path of awakening and ascension. The journey has just begun, and we are walking it together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for being one of the brave souls who chose to incarnate at this time to help humanity ascend. Your light is needed. Your wealth is necessary. Your power is divine. Claim it all, now.